Good day, everyone. I am Mark, your fat friend,
And I'm James, yo black friend,
and this is the Fat and Black Connection.
where we talk about anything and everything. Well, as long as it's interesting to us, of course.
Absolutely, because why would we talk about anything else?
Yeah.
And today we have a lot of interesting things to cover. Um, it's going to be a long one, folks. So get buckled in. We're hoping that you're ready to have some fun with us because we've got a lot of things to talk about. First and foremost, before we get into it, I've mentioned Shush Boom Brewery before, and over the weekend went ahead and got a growler of some burr.
Burr.
And this is it is their Shush Boom Brewery. It is called the Jawohl Northern German Pilsner. And the description that they give is it's a 5.3% alcohol made with 100% German malt, the finest noble hops, and a traditional German decoction process. This light and crisp Pilsner showcases the higher sulfate water of the North, which accentuates the noble hop aroma and bitterness. Floral, light, and crisp up front, this beer finishes clean and dry, preparing you for the next sip. Tetnag and Hallertau Mittenfrüh hops. So obviously, as I've mentioned in the past, this is a German brewery. So I just popped the top on this growler. This is the first time, and I'm seeing some nice. All right, let's. I'm not going to pour it in front of the camera because
Yeah, we don't need.
It's pretty heavy, but okay, we're coming. It's coming out. It's got a nice golden color. It's very heady because of the way I'm pouring, unfortunately. So we'll go ahead and leave it at that. Let the head go down a little bit, but a lot of head.
I am ashamed of that pour right now.
Yeah,
you
no,
know
I mean,
better.
Well, I will say that it is a little bit hard when you only have the hole here that you can only put one finger through because the way that it's shaped, you can't really, you know what I mean? Try to get a. I mean,
you could have tilted. Oh, I don't. Could you?
Yeah,
you could have
I don't
tilted the
know.
glass a little bit better.
I am sorry, James. This is not coming off a draft. This is coming out of a very heavy bottom bottle. But
I'm gonna let it slide. I'm gonna let it slide.
It does smell very nice.
That's good.
Got a nice aroma to it. Let's see if I can taste some of the head. Very foamy. And it definitely, just tasting the head, it has a hoppy bite to it.
Is it? Yeah.
More than I was expecting. So let's see. The beer, non-head, just drinking the liquid, is not as hoppy as I expected from what I just got off of the head. So it's really good.
That's good.
Yeah, it is very. I mean, they describe it as light and crisp up front. It is. It's very light and crisp, and there is a little bit of that hoppy tanginess. Not tangy, but what's the way to describe it? Just that hoppy like bite.
That bite.
Yeah, on the it's there on the back end, but it's not overwhelming. So I will be drinking this growler throughout the episode. The growler, it's a 64-ounce bottle, only $17. So it's like going and buying a pitcher, basically.
Yeah.
So kind of nice, and nice to be able to take it home and drink it here in the comfort of my office, and with you folks here at Fat and Black. So James, we've been doing pretty well. We've been on a decent streak of not missing an episode. It's come close a couple times because of some technical difficulties on your end.
Yeah.
But how are you doing? Do you have a new laptop or what's going on there?
Not yet. Working on it. I had bills to pay, so hopefully within the next this week, hopefully, I'll be able to get that situation rectified, if you will.
Okay, very good, very good. So I earlier this week posted something up on our page that I had posted on my own personal page years and years ago, and it came back up, and I was like, "Oh, this is kind of funny." So what I want to do is I want to run through this list of things really quick and just see
Yes.
If
to most of those, just yes.
Well, I want to see if you James would actually do these things. So first up is make vanilla pudding, put it in a mayo jar, and eat in public. So this would be for you, for example. You very often work inside of a Walmart. So would you do this? Would you get a mayo jar, empty it out?
Yeah, that's something that I liked. I'd have to make vanilla pudding without without the milk or whatever. So I mean, I'd have to find an alternate recipe that I could use.
Yeah, and there's many. You could use lactate, or you could use...
something like that. So, but yeah, no, that was great.
Okay, how about hire 2 private investigators, get them to follow each other around?
That would be funny. I'm not paying for that though.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Now, if I was like a millionaire, and I'm not making a rocket, so I'd just be like, let me do this.
I mean, we do make quite a bit of money here at Fat and Black, so no. Wear a T-shirt that says "Life" and stand on a street corner handing out lemons.
That would be something I would definitely do.
Yeah, I thought that was quite funny. Get into a crowded elevator.
Hey, real quick, you know what we should do? We could record that at the Rib Cook-Off.
We could. That could be fun. Get into a crowded elevator and say, "I bet you're all wondering why I gathered you here today."
Yeah, that's something. I'd suit up, go into an elevator.
Unfortunately, these days you can't get into a crowded elevator.
Yeah,
too many restrictions. People are scared. Major in philosophy and ask people why they would like fries with that.
I mean, I like the concept, but yeah.
Run into a store, ask what year it is. When someone answers, yell, "It worked!" and run out cheering.
Yes.
That was great. To me, what I would actually do is I would do the same thing, run to a store. "What year is it?" "Oh, no, I didn't go back far enough."
Oh.
Become a doctor. Change your last name to Acula. Dr. Acula. Change your name to Simon and speak in the third person.
Because Simon says.
Mm-hmm. This one, I think, is probably my favorite, but would take the most commitment to do. Buy a parrot. Teach the parrot to say, "Help, I've been turned into a parrot."
Yeah, that one actually would be fun, but yeah.
And then lastly, follow joggers around in your car blasting "Eye of the Tiger" for encouragement.
That was the one. That one would be a lot of fun. But I'm not wasting my gas on it.
Yeah. So before we go too much further, I do got to make sure everybody understands this is a live interactive broadcast.
Oh yeah,
it is February 15th, 2022. We are not time travelers. And so wherever you're watching us, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, wherever you're watching us right now, this is a live interactive show. So please send some comments, tell us your thoughts, let us know what you think of the show. You're welcome to give us your thoughts on what we're talking about. Tyrus checking in. Happy Side Chick Day, y'all. The day after Valentine's Day. Interesting. I've never
heard of that either. That's
no.
Like
yes,
that's funny.
I mean, in order to have a side chick, James, you'd need to have a primary. So I guess
I get it. I understand that.
Yeah, that doesn't work out.
Sorry, real quick. I'm trying to see. I don't see us live on Twitter. I went to go check because I put a notification on my Twitter to let me know when we go live. But
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can see it showing up through Restream, which is the system that we use to go live. And when we're live on there. I'm looking at it right now. So
okay. Well, I'll have to figure that out.
Yeah.
Anyways,
that's a you problem, friend.
Well, I'm just looking on my phone because I was just trying to make sure
we got Big Joe checking
in. Big Joe, what's up, man?
Free
Yeah.
candy and half price candy. That's
That's
right.
that's
Go
what's
get your
up.
Valentine's Day candy today.
Except those nasty chalk hearts. Those are gross.
And guest Tyrus sticking with his side chick. It's the day the side chick gets all the discount candy.
I like her. Not
Wow.
enough to buy. Not enough to buy the full price stuff.
Tyrus, I certainly hope your primary chick is not watching this.
Oh, that's great.
So, like I said at the top, we've got a lot to cover. One of the other things I got to make sure I throw out there before we go any further is, of course, if you don't like looking at us, there's the QR code up at the top. You can scan that and go listen to us.
Can't blame you.
Yeah. We usually have the podcast up and live within a couple hours of finishing this live stream. So, so by all means, if you don't want to look at James, I get it. I have a hard enough time doing it. So,
man, I'm talking about looking at you, bro.
Sure, yeah, because I'm the problem. Let's go with that. So James, we've got a lot to cover, and where I want to start is pre-Super Bowl. What was going on? What were you doing? I know for me, I did some live streams. I went to the Nugget Casino in Sparks. It was a fantastic time, which I'll go into more detail here shortly. But something I received in my email from Jack in the Box was a special they were offering, and I was interested, but I'm slightly confused. So this is Jack's Super Snacking Box for $20 plus tax, limited time only, and it just looks like a box of mini tacos. Right?
It's the tiny tacos.
And I'd be all for it, except it doesn't tell you how many you're getting. It doesn't give you a weight.
Yeah, it doesn't,
so $20, I don't know. I mean, what do you think?
I mean, if you had a couple people, I think that's really only between maybe if you had a couple people over, but I don't know how big it is either. It doesn't. Like you said,
I'm looking at it and I'm like, I think I could eat that whole thing myself.
It looks decent size, but those tiny tacos, like they're good, but I don't.
They're not filling.
I don't. Well, I ate I had the loaded ones one time, and like it was good. I mean, it was more. It wasn't really. Yeah, I guess it was more like snack, but it filled me up for a couple hours. I was good for a couple hours after that.
Okay. Well, I haven't had this. I am interested to try it. If anybody out there did purchase this, please let us know if the value is there, because I don't know. I just feel like $20.
They just I don't know. 4 sauces, that doesn't actually seem like enough. But like, yeah, if it was something else, like if it was that maybe, and like the tiny tacos, maybe some curly fries, stuff like that.
It looks like it actually holds 6 sauces.
Oh, the 6? Oh, it looked like
3 on either end.
Oh, it just looked like 4. But yeah, if you, depending on how the sauces are, it's about what, that wide? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, if somebody happened to try that, let me know. Let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. Because again, I'm not adverse to it, but I'm concerned that the value isn't there.
True.
So that was pregame. For me, like I said, I was at the Sparks and Nugget. I was down at Anthony's Chop House, which is their, fine dining steakhouse experience. I did some live stream from there. So if you haven't been, check out those videos. It's a very schwanky spot.
Yeah, it looks swank.
Yeah, it was a nice spot, and we had our own table. Originally, they put us at a 6 top, and I was like, A, don't have really good placement on the TV screens, and B, we don't need this big of a table. Right. So we moved over to a 4 top. All the drinks were included. All the food was included.
How much was it?
How much was it?
No, I'm saying like how much was, because if everything was included, how much you had to pay before, or you paid?
Oh, no. It was free.
Oh.
Yeah. So to me, probably the best things on the menu was the lobster mac and cheese, which was delicious. They did a shrimp cocktail, which was delicious.
Them shrimp were huge.
Yeah, well, and here's the other thing.
Were they? Did they have the shells on them, or were they deshelled?
No, they
Oh,
were
okay.
deshelled. So it was all you could eat. So it wasn't like here's just one, right? So I ended up, I think I had like 5 plates of the shrimp, which each plate came with 2. So I had like 10 of those jumbo
Oh,
shrimp. Um, I had probably 3 plates of the lobster mac and cheese. I tried some of the ribs, which were fine. They weren't great. The pork sliders were pretty decent. I tried a lot of the stuff,
yeah.
and again, free. I had, I think, 4 Jack and Cokes and 2 beers, all free. Um, so it's nice to have friends that I
Oh,
guess are high
yeah,
roller VIPs at a casino.
yeah. Okay.
Because yeah, it was a fantastic experience. The audio was a little low. I wish they would have had it turned up a little bit higher. And also I got shushed by somebody because I was being too loud, because I guess in there they want you to be a little bit quieter. I didn't know. I thought it was the Super
Super
Bowl.
Bowl party.
Yeah. So, whatever. What were you doing for the Super Bowl?
I was working.
Oh, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, it is what it is. But I was watching the game on like I must have missed some commercials or something, but I was watching on Peacock. Um Not sponsored or anything, but that's how I watched it. Um and yeah, no, I pretty much started watching pregame stuff as soon I guess I was a little bit late to some of the pre stuff. I didn't watch the entire thing, but I watched before the game, uh and pretty much uh throughout the through the entirety of the game, and then into the presentation of the Lombardi Trophy. One problem I had, I don't know if this was on TV, but I would assume it was. But the audio for some of the at least post game stuff, and there was some pregame and during the game stuff. The audio was kind of, they didn't work that out, which was weird.
Like I said, for I can't speak to it because on my end the audio was very low in where we were, so
Yeah.
I didn't notice any issues if there were. Um, I will say up front, I did make some bets on the game.
Oh, okay.
I did bet on the Rams to cover as well as the under. So unfortunately, I lost that one
Yeah.
because they didn't cover. The spread when I made my bet was at 4.
Yeah.
So it was. We'll go into all the details and everything, but it was a very good game. I think from start to finish, it was very enjoyable,
Oh yeah.
regardless of who you were rooting for. I had no dog in the fight. I'm not a fan of either of these teams. I was rooting, quote unquote, for the Rams, um, but I think it was good. And Tyrus says that the audio on his end was fine, and he was at home. So
Okay.
could again,
Maybe.
James sounds like a you problem.
No, I
So
mean, like I was watching on Peacock, so I don't know if it might have just been because everything else was coming through fine. It was just like a couple moments when the audio didn't was like it was on, but it was super low, so I couldn't quite hear. When they were presenting the Lombardi Trophy, the owner of the Rams, he was talking, but I couldn't really hear him. So I don't
did
know.
you feel like you were missing out?
Not really, but I mean, it was a little bit because I did want to hear what he was saying, but I could only make out a little bit of what he was saying.
And Tyrus says that our feed is lagging. I'm not sure what that would be about, but it happens. I'm sure the audio will be fine on the back end. I guess we'll
Yeah.
see. So talking about the Super Bowl, we did review some prop bets last week, and I wanted to go through those and see how we did. Um, let's go on over to that real quick. Why is that doing that? Interesting.
I don't know.
Welcome to technology, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Science and technology.
It's fun, you'll see. So, for those of you watching rather than listening, you're getting a little sneak peek of what we're going to be covering today. Um, so, let me go and stop sharing. There we go. All right. So, some of the prop bets that we went over last week. that let's take a look and review these. So the coin toss. What was the outcome going to be? Heads or tails? We both went with heads, and it was heads. So good on us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Coin toss. Outcome. Who's going to win? So you said that whoever calls it is going to win, and I said whoever's not calling is going to win, and I was right.
Yes.
You missed that one. So.
Because I actually thought I for some reason I thought I didn't that's what I said before, but we were talking about that before. I was like, are the Rams going to be visiting? And like the Rams were visiting, which almost made no sense to me. But
who was going to have the first touchdown? And we both said Rams. We nailed that.
Yep.
Would the opening kickoff be a touchback? We both said it would be, and it was. The first scoring play, you said field goal. I said touchdown. It was a touchdown.
Yep.
The halftime score, you were almost spot on here. I said 17-7 Rams. You said 14-10 Rams. And you were pretty close. It was 13-10 at the half.
Yeah.
Team to score the last touchdown. I said Rams. You said Bengals. It was the Rams.
Yep.
Method of victory. I said the method of victory, the last score that puts the winning team in the lead, I said would be a touchdown. You said a field goal. I got it.
Yep.
Will the game go into overtime? You said yes. I said no. I nailed that. This one is probably my favorite here. Color of the Gatorade bath. You went with yellow, and then I believe you changed it to red for fruit punch, or one, maybe it was the other way around. Maybe you said red.
Yeah, I think I said red, and then I went to yellow.
It was actually blue, and I said blue. So good on me. The winning margin, you nailed this one. I said 6. You said 3. It was 3.
Yep.
And lastly, Super Bowl MVP player position. You said quarterback. I said wide receiver. It was wide receiver. And who would be the Super Bowl MVP? You said Burrows. I said Cup.
Yeah.
And I nailed it. So overall, we tied on 3 of these.
He carried that team on his back.
You got 1 correct and 1 where you were the closest. And I believe I got 8. So I guess I should have actually been making prop bets because
you did good.
Yeah. But overall, James, what did you?
The prop bets are the prop bets are like those are like parlays. So
they don't have to be. You can do them as one-offs.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
I guess I've only seen the prop bets as parlays, but anyways, but yeah.
So back to the game. Overall, what was your feel on the game and everything?
It was good. Oh, it was an excellent game. I enjoyed that game thoroughly. Definitely I would like to see the Bengals come out. The end of the game, I'm not gonna, but I don't want to play into the conspiracies and nothing, but there was like almost no flags throughout the entirety of that game, and then all of a sudden at the end of the game there was quite a few flags in favor of the Rams. So
I mean, it was you got to be honest, it was a pretty clean game.
No, that's what I'm saying. It was like and yes, there was a couple things that happened early in the game, like that whole the face mask issue for that touchdown that the first touchdown, I think it was the first touchdown the Bengals got. That was questionable. But like I said, overall it was they let them play, which was cool.
Yeah, I have no problem with the way that game went, with the calling, with the officiating. I felt like it was well done, well officiated. Tyrus is saying that the refs were holding fouls the whole game on both sides until the end. I don't know. I mean, I think yes, there were a couple of points early in the game where I was like, really, no flag, in both ways. So I guess to an extent that's probably not inaccurate. But I do like to see, especially as we get later in the season into the playoffs, let them play the game, unless it's blatant, unless it's
Oh yeah.
Let it go, because you don't want a game to be won or lost necessarily by a penalty. It's one thing if it's the excessive taunting or unsportsmanlike conduct. If it's something like that, then by all means throw it. But if it's, especially the one that frustrated me a lot this season, was roughing the passer. I felt like that flag was thrown way too often throughout the whole year. It's almost to the point where you can get to the quarterback, but if you actually touch him, you might get a flag. And it's like, let's just eliminate sack stats, and
You
I don't
gotta
know.
be you gotta be more. I mean, it's more of a the problem is that sometimes they're getting to the quarterback, and like just as they're getting the ball off, or like or they're already like jumping for them, and then like they run into them after the ball's out, and it's like, bro, it's like I can't pause in the air.
Right.
so I mean,
So
yeah,
overall, I think good game. I'd love to
yeah.
see them play again this next season. I think it was a good matchup. I love it when it's not one sided. I mean, it kind of felt a little lopsided early in the game, and then the Bengals decided, okay, let's play. But overall, I enjoyed the game, and I also very much enjoyed the halftime show.
Oh, yeah, that was killer.
Uh, what did you think of 50 Cent showing up out of nowhere?
I
I
was
believe you called him a $1.50. So
yeah, 50 put on some LBs, but no, it was cool seeing him there. I wasn't expecting that. I should have expected it, I guess. So yeah, but no, I thoroughly enjoyed that entire halftime show. Everybody got their little moments to shine. Um that
Tyler said the halftime show was great.
the house that they had set up, I was like, what the heck is this? And then like the walls lowered and all this stuff. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that set was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I
So
do got to say, we talked about this last week. We've talked about it a couple times since they announced who was performing.
yeah.
But Kendrick Lamar, I still have no idea who he is. I've never heard the song that he did. I'm
I
glad they
never heard that
didn't give
song
him a
either.
lot of time. I was not impressed. I thought it was just fine. I feel like everybody else killed it. I feel like he was fine, but I didn't feel like how I felt for any of the other
He
five.
was like he in like, not to, I'm not disrespectful. I don't want to be disrespectful of him, but he was kind of the weak link of the of the show.
Yeah, I mean, 50 coming out of nowhere, unexpected, was not announced. Doing, in the club, which is synonymous with Dre and M. So it was nice to see that surprise.
Yeah.
I don't know that they needed to give him as much time as they did since he wasn't an announced performer. I thought that was kind of interesting. Uh, to, I got to say, the one that I think I was the most impressed with was Mary J.
Oh,
She killed it
she always,
hard.
that's just Mary J though. That's just Mary J always brings it. At anything
Uh,
she does, she always brings it. Now, the one thing I do hope they do, and my brother was saying this too, when they did this special where they talked about with last year with the weekend, and they did a whole thing of behind the scenes getting prepped for the halftime show, the rehearsals, and like talking with some of the dancers, things like that. And then like, like getting the performances all ready to go. So he was saying, I really hope they do that for this one. And I also agree. I hope they did some behind the scenes stuff so we can actually see what went into this as well.
yeah, I would like to see that as well. I gotta say, so just a couple call outs. Cyrus, he's saying Kendrick killed it too and didn't expect to see Anderson Paak. No idea who that is. I must have missed that.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing Anderson Paak
Big
either.
Joe in reference to Kendrick, because he's a newer flavor. The rest were our hits. Well, that I agree with. Big Joe also saying seeing Tupac on the roof was a nice bit. Um, I got to go back and rewatch it because I think I
Yeah,
missed that.
I must have missed that too.
And Kendrick is a newer artist, but he has Grammys. There was the tease of Tupac, which Tyrus calls out, which was when Dre sat down at the piano and he played Ain't Mad at You. He played kind of the opening to it, and that was here's the big controversial moment that people are trying to make out was that M took a knee. Now,
Yeah.
let's be clear. M took a knee because Dre started playing Ain't Mad at You. I think it was in reverence to Tupac, not anything to do with Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
Nothing to do.
Apparently, like the NFL, like I read something that it was he was drumming. Anderson Paak is he's an artist. Most recently, just for you, Mark, he teamed up with Bruno Mars for Silk Sonic. If you haven't heard that album, you need to listen to it. It's great. But besides that, no. But yeah, there was some that he was basically they were trying to say, oh, he took a knee and the NFL told him not to or something. And I was like, what? What are they gonna do? Fire him?
Well, and the NFL has come out since and said no. They throughout all week he was taking that knee during the rehearsals, and so there was never an issue. It was a concocted issue, by those same people. Oh, okay, I gotcha. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch the ending there.
Yeah,
but yeah, I was disappointed with M. I would have liked to have seen him and Dre do Forgot About Dre, at least a verse maybe. I like that they played it for a moment as he was being introduced, but only doing what he did, I felt like it was a little lacking.
Lose Yourself. That's a great song. That is a great song. And I think, he did like the entire song, so it wasn't like it was just.
I don't know. I still feel like they could have done more there. I loved everything that they did with Dre and Snoop. I think
that was dope.
Those were awesome. Overall, I was really happy. I would have loved to seen all 6 of them do something together at the end.
Yeah.
I do got to say, I felt like the ending was a little flat. I felt like it didn't end on a high note. I felt like it just kind of ended. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could understand that a little bit, but like I said, I had been excited for that halftime show since I heard it announced, and it lived up to all exceptions.
Yeah, to me,
expectations. I'm sorry.
To me, I would probably say third best of what I have seen.
Yeah, no, I could agree with that. Because honestly, like I think Beyonce's was probably one of the best. Bruno Mars would probably be my second, and followed by this one. And actually, I could probably interchange Bruno and these guys as well, because I mean, I liked it all. But
Tyrus is saying that the NFL tried to cut the line, Still Not Love and Please in Still Dre, and they tried to make Snoop wear something else. I hadn't heard any of that, but I mean, I have no qualms with anything they did. I mean, these are the people you hired to do the show, so
yeah,
you get what you pay for.
Apparently, I didn't know about this. Apparently, Snoop just bought Death Row Records.
Really?
Yeah. I just heard about this yesterday. I was talking to a guy and he was like, Snoop just bought Death Row. I don't know if that's true or not, but if that is true, good on him.
Yeah, absolutely. So, anything else you want to touch on with the Super Bowl, the post game, anything?
Nah, I mean, I was just like, the commercial. There was some decent commercials. I always like the Super Bowl commercials, and they had some decent ones. I was trying to watch a video with all the Super Bowl commercials, but I got bored like going into it, so I was like, I'm over it.
Fair enough. Well, then let's move on from the Super Bowl and let's start talking about some television stuff.
Let's go.
All right, first up, just announced, coming back, Futurama.
Is this a Hulu series? It's gonna be Hulu?
It is going to be a Hulu series. Nice. It's season 8.
Everybody's back?
No. So that's what I wanted to hit on for a minute.
Oh.
Joe DiMaggio, who voices Bender, is not back. They haven't shut the door on it, there have been some collaborative issues, it sounds like, in regards to getting him back on board. It might be a money issue, not entirely sure. But as of right now, they were supposed to be having their first table read this week, and they don't have a Bender, which, I mean, Bender
Yikes.
is as synonymous with Futurama as is Fry, as is Leela. I don't see how you recast that.
Yeah, I mean, the only way I could see them doing that if they recast it is like they have to change his voice box for some reason, and so like that could be kind of blah, but we could see.
Yeah, I hope they get it fixed. I hope they get it worked out. There are a lot of fans of Futurama coming out that are saying we're going to boycott. Um, I-
I'm gonna boycott this show because Bender's not back.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, to an extent, I get it because
Yeah,
I believe Bender is a synonymous, and getting any new voice. Um, what's the point? Let's just not, because this is going to be like the fourth time they've brought this show back. Um, it has aired a couple seasons and then it dies, and then they bring it back and then it dies, and then they did a season where it was actually 4 movies, and then they brought it back for another 2 seasons and then it dies. So this is like the fourth time it's coming back.
when was all this? I don't even remember all this.
It's okay. I mean, you got to remember, Futurama has been on since like the early 2000s, but this is only going to be season 8.
Yeah, well,
So
things go away, come back. I used to watch it on Adult Swim, but I haven't even seen it on there in a while.
yeah, to me, it's a great show. I always enjoyed it. I wish it had been on the entire time since it first came out. But I'm looking forward to it. I will not be one of those people that will boycott if Joe DiMaggio doesn't come back. But I get it. I would like him to come back, and I would love for the studio and him to get it worked out. But talking about things that are coming, let's shift over to staying with sci-fi, but let's shift over to a galaxy far, far away. We finally got a poster for Obi-Wan Kenobi limited series coming to Disney Plus starting May 25th.
Did you watch the little trailer thing they had for it?
I have not seen an official trailer.
It was on Disney Plus. That's what I'm saying. It's like it popped up on my screen. It was like a poster. It was the poster of Kenobi, and then there's like a little trailer. It's not really like a trailer. It's more just like them.
Is it when they interview like some of the people that are working on the show saying, "Oh, it made sense to do this and come back to this story"? That's not a trailer. They don't really show anything.
Well, I'm just saying. Did you watch that though?
Yeah, but it's not a trailer. So
No,
let's not misrepresent what it is.
Well, no, it's like they showed like some artwork that they're working on, things like that. So I was like, I'm good with that. I guess it would be more of a teaser type deal.
It's not a teaser. It's not a trailer. It's this is coming up. Here's some of the behind the scenes. It's not. They didn't show anything of the actual upcoming series. So
artwork.
No.
I said artwork.
No,
they showed
it's okay.
artwork.
It's okay. But anyways, starting May 25th, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm sure we're going to get a trailer here in the next, month or so, if not sooner. And of course, we will have that up on our page as soon as it's available. But I am very much looking forward to this and the story of, what happened. I'm wondering if it's going to be, because it's only 6 episodes. Is it going to be a large storyline? Like, is it going to be from end of episode 3 through all the way up to episode 4? And kind of like, are we going to see him age drastically over those 6 episodes? Like, is it going to take place over 20 years, or is it going to take place over, 6 months where it's just like, here's this one little story? And according to Tyrus, it takes place 10 years after Revenge of the Sith. So that means that Luke would be around 10 years old.
Yeah, and they said there's a thing with they were talking about Vader's in this one too.
Yes, Hayden Christensen is back.
Yeah, not excited about that, but maybe
presumably James Earl Jones is back.
Yeah, hopefully, dear God, hopefully. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm just interested to see where this goes because they did show like rehearsals for saber battles, which was kind of dope. So
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah, we'll see. I'm of course excited. Any Star Wars nerd should be excited. Ewan McGregor, I think, did a fantastic job as a young Obi-Wan, and so
bringing them back.
I'm excited to see it. Staying in the world of Star Wars and staying in the world of television, Disney Plus released some artwork, some posters for Book of Boba Fett for each of the different episodes, and I thought we should take a look at them. So this is the artwork for episode 1, which the Book of Boba Fett chapter 1, Stranger in a Strange Land. We can see Jessica Biel's character with her tails coming off her head. And then, of course, Fennec Shan and Boba looking at her. In the back is Hooter, made famous in Michael Jackson's Captain EO. Gotta love it. What do you think of this poster?
I like that one. Like I said, these like we were talking about before, these are posters that I would love to see made into those Lego art pieces.
Yeah, and I don't want to spend too much time talking on these just because obviously this is not just a video format. We do a podcast where people are only going to hear what we're saying. So
Yeah,
that's why I'm trying to be as descriptive as I can. Next up is Book of Boba Fett Chapter 2, The Tribes of Tatooine.
yeah.
We see Boba with a Tusken Raider and the two sons in the background. Obviously chapter 2 was primarily based around his time with them and learning their ways. And again, love the art. I think it's really well done.
Yeah.
Chapter 3, The Streets of Mos Espa. We see the Hutt's palace. It's again nice. Obviously, it's where the twins were introduced. That's where the new Rancor. Yep, Danny Trejo. Again, I think it captures the episode pretty well.
Yeah.
Episode 4, or Chapter 4, The Gathering Storm. This is when Boba and Shan get Slave One and go around and try to find his
armor.
And, it was a lot of fun. Chapter 5, Where Everything Went Sideways. Return of the Mandalorian. Fantastic episode.
Oh, that is a great poster.
Yeah, with Mando holding the dark saber. Yeah, it was great episode, great art, loved it. Chapter 6, From the Desert Comes a Stranger, and that's where we get our first glimpse of Cad Bane. This one, I feel like they could have done a ton with, right? Because so much happened in this episode: the return of Luke, the return of Grogu, the return of Ahsoka. But they went simple, and from the desert comes a stranger, and this
captures the
top of the episode
title.
and the end of the episode.
Yeah.
So I loved it. I love this art. Unfortunately, they haven't released one for Chapter 7, which was the series or season, I'm not sure yet, finale, which aired last Wednesday. So I figured I'll just go with this art while we discuss the finale. So we did have Tyrus on last week to prognosticate for us on what he thought could or might be happening. And unfortunately, he was not correct. And
I thought this was gonna go. I thought it was kind of gonna go a while, but they all kind of went.
They wrapped it. They really put it to a head and finalized it. And there was a lot to take in.
Yeah.
Not my favorite episode. Kind of disappointing, honestly. I didn't love the way that it wrapped. We had Grogu choose to take the mail and head back to Mando. When the episode opens and you see the X-wing flying into Tatooine,
I
and
thought
you
Luke
see
was,
R2.
I thought Luke was gonna be there, and they were gonna, hey, we could use some help or whatever. But it was just Grogu. I was like, oh,
okay. I think they kind of chickened out on this because maybe they didn't want to put Boba and Luke in the same room together. But I feel like
no hard feelings.
right. Well, and Boba's all about doing business, so I don't think he would have taken any of it personal,
Yeah.
But as Tyra said, 2 of his predictions fell flat, but 2 could still happen, and that's true. Um, I will say something that I think maybe a lot of people liked that I really did not was seeing the Rancor being unleashed. Don't get me wrong, I loved seeing Boba riding the Rancor. That was a cool moment, but I think it was just too much. And I think Tyrus made this point in a conversation him and I had after the finale was that would have rather seen Boba when he took off to go get the Rancor, go get Slave One and bring that in to take out those droids.
I don't even know if that would. I don't even know if that would have worked because it would have just. I mean, like nothing was penetrating those shields.
I mean, you could have done a lot of the same tactics that were used to get those shields down, and use the Slave One and the Rancor.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
It is what it is, but like,
or maybe Fennec Shan comes in Slave One. She's flying it. I don't know. I just feel like that was a missed opportunity. They used an episode for him to go get it, and then they didn't really use it at all in the finale. I mean, overall, I'm not gonna cry. I feel like the series exceeded my expectations.
Yeah.
I feel like the series did a really good job of setting up more potential stuff in the future with Ahsoka, with Luke, and the temple.
I think there's going to be some. Oh no, never mind. Fennec Shan got her revenge. She got the revenge on all those guys. Never mind.
I do want to see where things go with Cad Bane. Is he dead? I don't think so.
Well, I think he is, but you watch till the very end, right?
Of course.
Yeah. So what's his name? The sheriff dude. He was in the
tank,
and the doctor was there.
Yeah,
so,
he's clearly been modded
or about to be modded. And so like they had, so that's, I heard there was a series, read something or other that he was talking about, he was a part of in an earlier episode that I heard that's going to be a series. So that could be building up to that. So
yeah, possibly. Mara Jade coming back or no? No, not happening from what I've heard.
They never even been introduced to her.
So, yeah, overall, good series. I feel like I have more questions coming out of it than I have answers. So we'll see what's up next. Is there gonna?
I think there'll be more. I think there will be more because I mean they're just like, but he was like, running it is not where running this is not what I'm at. Like it's cool, but I'm not at it. So I think I think Boba and Fennec, they're done. Like they're gonna have their own adventures after this. But I think they're gonna go do more. They might end up helping Mando, who knows? But all I know is that at this point, like they're not gonna be running the city anymore. They're gonna let the mods and the mod team and this sheriff dude, he's gonna let them run it. So
Well, Tyra says Cad Bane got the Street Fighter M. Bison ending. Kinda.
I don't remember how M. Bison died in that movie.
Well, that's the thing. He didn't die. So yeah, it's hard to say. I think we'll see.
I'm sorry, unless that fool can survive I guess people have survived worse, but I mean, he did get like stabbed through the chest. I don't know where his heart is, so I mean, I don't know. That could just be a flesh wound for him. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, let's move away from Star Wars and let's continue our conversation on upcoming television shows. And Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. We got our first teaser trailer.
That was intense.
It was a very intense, about 1 minute. It was.
Yeah, it's a pretty intense trailer.
Does it make you want to see it more or less?
Oh no, I definitely I kind of wanted to see it based on that little thing, that video that they had with the fire and the molten metal and all that kind of stuff, which I thought it was about the rings, but apparently they're talking about before the rings, or maybe before the ring. But yeah, I don't know. So I mean, I'm interested to see at least what they do with it. This is one of those stories that hasn't been told, so it'd be interesting to see what they do.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I agree. It was a very intense. It's about a minute trailer. If you haven't seen it, it is up on our page. Give it a watch.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, that should be easy.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, probably.
and if you're not, now could be a
I
good
mean,
time to
like,
get in.
yeah, I'm not a huge. I was never really a huge fan. Like I said, we talked about this a couple weeks ago, but that trailer was pretty intense. So, you know,
Yeah. And moving over to Marvel, upcoming series, Moon Knight. We got a new trailer at the Super Bowl. Very brief. It was a 30-second trailer. Hit hard, hit quick. What'd you
yeah.
think?
That was also. I mean, that was a good trailer. I mean, I had to watch it again because I kind of missed some of it because it did go by quick. But overall, that gave a little bit more insight into it. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what Moon Knight does.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's a character I don't know a ton about.
Yeah.
And so I look forward to learning about the character in the MCU rather than potentially coming in with an expectation of a character as I have with others in the past.
Right.
So kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy. I didn't really know much about them when they came out. And so it was nice to learn these characters through the movie rather than
Through
through
comics. Yeah.
exactly. Um, Sticking in the world of the MCU, but moving over to films, we got a
Wee.
we got a new trailer for the Multiverse of Madness, and one of the comments I put on our page was, "Please tell me at a minute 18 in that trailer that is not the voice of Sir Patrick Stewart,
Yeah.
likely in the role of X."
That's a distinct possibility. But like, because
I mean, there is a very quick shot.
there's these Easter egg videos I'm not watching because I'm like, I don't really care. I don't want to know everything. But no, once you put that out there, I caught a little glimpse of one of the videos, and it was talking about it showed Patrick Stewart. So it could be something with him. And that could be an interesting way if they're because the
It
thing
may
that
not be,
throws
to be clear, it may
it may
not
not
be
be.
20th Century Fox's. It may be from a different universe.
Yeah, and the whole thing is that especially with Days of Futures Past, that's what it's called. That kind of threw that even the Fox X-Men movies kind of out of whack in itself. So this could be that, it could be something else. Like we're talking about a multiverse, so it could be a ton of different things. I don't know if you noticed. I'm sure you did, but towards the end of that trailer, I think they're going to introduce us to a new character, and it reminded me of Stargirl. I don't know. Or I
You're
think
not
that's
talking
her
about
name.
American Chavez? Because they
Or,
already announced that she was going to be a part of this.
oh, I didn't even know that. Okay, then maybe that's who it was.
Yeah. So there you go.
Okay, because I saw the jacket and I was like, "Who the heck is that?" I hadn't heard about that yet. So
Yeah.
okay,
So
never mind.
so that was known by those of us that are really in following deep. I try not to see 100% of the stuff going on, just because I like to have some surprises too. And surely at a minute 18 into this trailer, if you haven't watched it, go watch it. And if you have watched it but you didn't hear it, go listen again. I am 90+% certain that is Sir Patrick Stewart, and the shot that is shown at that time looks like it's
A
looking
bald
over a
dude.
bald man's shoulder, and
Yep.
it looks like there's a console that looks like Professor X from the cartoon
I don't know
series.
I don't remember
It-
console, but I'm saying like it
go
doesn't really
look,
matter.
go look. We'll see, but I think that we're going to get introduced to the Illuminati in this thing, because as those of you that are huge comic book nerds know, the Illuminati is a group of characters that include Professor X, include Doctor Strange, include Iron Man, include Namor. So,
Namor.
so there's a lot of stuff that could go on here. I am super stoked for this film. May 6th. This is too far away, man.
Can't come soon enough. Actually, what? Oh, that Lord of the Rings series doesn't even start till September.
Yeah.
I was like, what? But
Well, and in true to form, DC, trying to keep up with the MCU, released their own teaser trailer in which they showed some new clips or footage, or brand new, which never seen before, from the Batman,
yeah,
starring Robert Pattinson,
Pattinson.
Black Adam, starring The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, The Flash, which appears to be a multiverse type film.
That's Flash. Yeah, more
Flashpoint.
Flashpoint.
Yes. And then Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom.
Yeah.
I feel like they're really trying. And don't get me wrong.
Stretching super hard. This trailer actually dropped. This trailer actually dropped the same day as the Dominion trailer. Which I was kind of like, really?
So, are you excited about any of these? Are you excited about any of these?
Actually, the stuff that I've seen from the Batman, I'm excited. I'm excited for that one.
Only thing I care to see in that is seeing the Penguin being played.
Oh, I'm interested to see, because they're playing this off the Riddler. The Riddler is the main is apparently the main baddie.
The Riddler is involved, and it sounds like it's going to be the main baddie, yes. But the Penguin is involved, of course, and there is going to be a Penguin limited series on HBO Max.
Oh,
so
Cobblepot.
Yeah, so I'll be curious to see that. Big Joe does not want us to talk about the new Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Why?
I haven't watched it yet.
My God! No, it is good. We watched the first 3 episodes.
Okay. Well, then I guess we should watch that next week. But you didn't say you wanted to talk about it today. So
you're right. I didn't. I just thought about it, and when he said that, I was like, oh yeah, duh, yeah. But
oh well, shame on you. So you're interested in the Batman? Are you interested in Black Adam?
Only because The Rock. The Black Adam. Like they've been talking about that movie for like so long. So
you have no interest in any of the Justice Society characters, like Hawkman or Dr. Fate or any of that?
It looks
Pierce
like
Bronson.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably see it.
Tyra says Bel-Air was great.
Yeah, and it's new episodes Thursday. Anyway, but yeah, no, Black Adam. I'm interested. I'll probably, like I said, I'll probably check it out.
The Flashpoint likely. Michael Keaton coming back as
that's
Batman.
That's the only real reason I want to see it. But like, I'm not excited. I'm not super excited about that film.
So it's Spider-Man No Way Home, but like pulled back 100 degrees.
Yeah, but this is also like, but I don't know, Flashpoint. If they were doing Flashpoint, which they've already done like an animated version of, that'd be okay. But I don't know. This is whatever.
And lastly, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Any interest?
I actually like. Yeah. I mean, I like Momoa. So interested to see what he does again as Aquaman. So see what.
Fair enough. Clearly, your brother is bored of what we're talking about. I heard him yawning in the background. So we've got we got
all
a new
the
trailer
yeses
for Jurassic World Dominion. BD Wong is coming back. Sam Neill is coming back.
Laura Dern,
Jeff Goldblum,
Bloom, yeah, everybody. Pratt and Howard again.
Everyone that was in the first film that is still alive, character-wise, is coming back.
Except the kids.
Yeah. Who knows? They might have a bit. They might have a moment.
Well, I know. Well, the only thing is, I know the one that played Lex, she doesn't do films anymore. They might have been able to just convince her to come back for something if they did do that.
Because this supposedly this is
wrapping this whole thing up.
Yeah. Hopefully they're not going to come back to the well again in the future. This is it, supposedly.
Well, at least I mean, I don't know. This could be. I mean, I can maybe do with like at least another one or something. But
of course you could.
I like dinosaurs. But no, I'm excited. I'm super excited for this. I think even the little girl from the last film is in this one too. I think that was her with the Brachiosaurus or Brontosaurus, whatever that was, at that lumber yard.
So Jurassic World Dominion coming out June 10th, 2022.
Yes.
So just a few more months. Can you wait? Are you going to be okay?
Yeah. I mean, I have Battle for Big Rock to get me. Oh, and if that's another thing, if you haven't watched Battle for Big Rock, that'll get you kind of. They made it. I think it's like 2 years old now. I think it came out like right after. I think it came out not long after Fallen Kingdom, but that'll get you prepared for Dominion and kind of understanding how the world is working with dinosaurs and everything in it.
All right. Staying in the world of films, upcoming films. This one coming to Netflix on March 11th.
Project Adam?
The
or Adam Project? Yeah.
Project.
That looks a lot of fun.
I knew nothing about this until the day the trailer dropped. And I watched this trailer. And the main reason I watched it is because it said Ryan Reynolds and Mark Ruffalo, both of which I thoroughly like and enjoy. And I was like, okay, what's this going to be about? And so I watched the trailer and I was like, okay, I'm interested now. I love a good time traveling story. If you haven't watched the trailer, go give it a look. It's up on our page. If you have,
it's fun.
I would hope you agree. It looks like it could be fun. Ryan Reynolds plays the lead, it seems, and he has somehow come into the past and is hanging out with himself in the past.
He has to help his future self. He needs his past self to help his future self to fix something. So
yeah, I think it's gonna be fun again with Mark Ruffalo playing the father.
Yeah.
And other MCU alum Zoe Saldana's in it as well. And we also have Jennifer Gardner, Walker Scobell, and Catherine Kinner in the film. So
no, was that Saldana?
Yes.
Oh,
look at the poster that's right in front of your face. She is credited.
I can't see her name on there.
Wow.
Okay. It must be under the live logo thing on my end.
Oh, maybe, but I don't think so. So anyways, yes, Zoe Saldana is in it. So yeah, again, I think it's going to be a fun one. It's going to be on Netflix March 11th. I look forward to watching it.
Yeah.
We also, sticking with the movies, let's move over to some animated. We talked about the poster, which got released. We talked about it on our last episode. But unfortunately, right after we finished our episode, they released their trailer for Lightyear.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I love the cat. That was very cute touch.
Whatever. I'm not a fan of cats anyways, but yeah, it was interesting to see. It's like a robotic friend cat. And apparently they're on another planet, and that's the whole thing with, emperors and Emperor Zurg and all that kind of stuff, which is also weird to me due to the fact that in the Toy Story films, they were like Emperor Zurg is his father and stuff like that. And so I was like, okay, well, I mean, I don't know how they're going to pull that off, but we'll see.
Yeah, overall, I thought it was a good trailer, cute at moments, intense at others. I feel like it's going to be a good mix. Looking forward to it. Just dropped the trailer for Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Didn't realize this was going to be a movie.
Yeah, I'm also not a huge fan. I like the people. I like outside of these films, the people that they have voicing some of these characters, I'm okay with. I'm not okay with them all, like just voicing like Chip, John Mulaney. I like John Mulaney, but it just doesn't work for me.
Yeah, I will agree with you that some of the voice acting, I'm like, okay, clearly they're just trying to use big names to get a draw. I don't think they needed to do that.
No, I think they could have just used the guys who voiced Chip and Dale to do this film. I think it would have been perfectly fine. Honestly, it should. I almost don't think they should have done this film. They should have maybe just done a
New
series.
series, yeah.
And
I am confused on how this is going to work. Obviously, it feels like it's going to be done kind of in the style of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, where live action.
This is a
with-
lot of this is Alvin and the Chipmunks-esque. That's what it reminds me of.
Except it's not purely, right? Because
No,
Dale got the CGI surgery where Chip is still hand drawn.
cartoon. Yeah.
So kind of interesting to see how all of these different kind of worlds play together. I love that they make fun of bad CGI from decade ago or so.
Yeah.
In the trailer, I'm gonna watch it. I think it's gonna be interesting.
Oh yeah.
But I am not excited for it.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm just interested to see. I mean, like, yeah, for me, it's at this point, it's like, let's see what they do with it. But yeah, I don't know. It's a fun little trailer. But yeah.
Tyrus calls out, "This is a classic Disney afternoon. My generation would love it and take their kids to see it." Yep.
I think it's just gonna be on Disney Plus. It's not going to theaters, is it?
Probably not. It'll probably just be on Disney Plus.
Yeah. No. Kids, this is what we used to watch as cartoons. Not this garbage that you guys have now.
Yeah, sticking with Disney, but moving over to the world of gaming. I posted this up on our page with the trailer as well as some image stills. This is called Disney Speedstorm. It is a racing game.
Yeah, I went to watch that trailer, and I pre-registered for it too. I don't know what that really means, but I was like, this looks fun.
Well, it's evidently going to be a free game. To me, it sounds like it's going to probably be like Rocket League or something where, there's the base game that's free, but anything you want to do to your cars to upgrade or certain characters, you probably have to pay for. Shocker. This is the new norm in gaming. But just in this image here, there's a lot going on here. I mean, I see Jack Sparrow, Mickey Mouse, Belle. Who else you got there, James?
You got Sully in his that's Monsters University. Oh, actually no, that's not Monsters University. That's just Sully in general. And then some random character, which I don't know who she is. But yeah, no.
I was partially thinking it's like a hardcore Mulan, but I'm not entirely sure who that is either.
Because I went and watched like on the trailer at the very end, they have this whole thing with like silhouettes. And so I was like, okay, I can make that out, make that character out. And then there's this like one big robot character looking thing, which I was like, that's not
Baymax.
Baymax. So I don't know what they're doing there. But yeah, I'm almost interested to see if they throw in maybe some Sora or Riku in these Kingdom Hearts references.
I don't think they're going to. I don't think that was any of the intent. And if you look down below, you can see the copyrights. Disney Pixar, Gameloft. So I wouldn't expect to see anybody from those series. But it's possible. I mean, over time, especially, they could bring in more. I mean, Disney does own a lot of the world. But yeah, I'm excited for this game. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm not a big race car kind of guy, but
I've always liked like the Diddy Kong racing and the Mario Karts and stuff like that. So that's kind of why. That's one of the reasons I pre-registered, because I was like, oh, those are very reminiscent of these games. I enjoyed those games quite a bit. So
I agree, and that was kind of why I went with it. I don't fanboy or promote everything Disney does or everything Pixar does, because
just most.
Well, yeah, just most. But the stuff that I actually think I like, and I think I'm gonna like this. Who knows? Maybe I'll play it for a week and be like, yeah, no,
cool.
So much.
I mean, or it could be, and I mean, it sounds like they plan on like this game will be evolving with tracks and stuff like that throughout, and so I was kind of like, okay. I mean, looks like there'll be some maybe some Agrabah tracks, from Agrabah to Alice in Wonderland to maybe Tron. Who knows? But yeah, it looks like it's going to be some fun.
Yeah, I agree. Speaking of some fun, recently you got to do some voiceover work on a show, and it just aired on Sunday night. The
Yeah,
first
actually,
episode.
I tuned in late, but I wasn't able to hear my first part, but I was able to hear the second parts the through the end that I did, which was cool.
So this is the Secrets of Harridge House: The Rise of Josiah Harridge. It's a three-part mini-series, if you will. It's a prequel. It takes place before the events of season 1, episode 1, Secrets of Harridge House. So if you have been listening to Secrets, definitely check this out. It's going to give you a lot of backstory, and a lot of the content is going to be relevant for the second half of season 3. So
Yeah.
and our friend here, Black James,
Wow, Black James, huh? All right.
well, yes, not to be confused with Fat Mark, right?
Right.
So you have a role in this,
Yes.
and so what can you tell us without telling us?
I know I play an agent of the US government, and we're trying to get Josiah to help the old US of A. So
Very nice. And from an actor standpoint, did you have fun with this?
yeah, actually, I did. And I mean, fortunately, we had some technical issues, but last week, uh, you and myself and one of the creators of the show, Scott, we were able to re-record some of the lines, record some of the stuff that I needed to get recorded, and get it sent out and set up for the episode. So
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys for that. So
Absolutely. So if you missed the first of this three-parter, you can hear it again on KNVC coming up this Friday night. They'll re-air it,
yeah.
and then on Saturday it'll be on all of your favorite podcasting platforms.
And there are links. So if you just go to Secrets of Harridge House, there are links that'll take you to the KNVC, so you can actually listen to it live. If that's how I ended up listening to it. I will, of course, be re-listening to it through podcast on Saturday. But yeah,
And you can always go through knvc.org. So
yeah. So I mean, it's like
pretty short and sweet one.
Yeah. So, but like you can, like I said, I went to the page. I wanted to check out the page anyways, and so I went to the page, and there's a link to it right there. So, boom.
So talking about one podcast drama, now let's talk about a podcast comedy. We've talked about this on the last couple of episodes. I am now the executive producer of a podcast comedy coming up called Murphy's Inc. I'm working with a really talented group of people. The creator of this show, Milliam Chan, he has something. I think it was a very interesting concept.
From Australia.
He lives in Australia. He's not from Australia.
Not from Australia. Okay.
So this is kind of a temporary logo. This may not be the long term or the end game logo, but this is kind of what we're working with right now. Murphy's Inc. We've got all the time in the world. So the basic premise of the series is a group of people that commit heists by time traveling. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We had auditions last weekend. We had callbacks last week, and we've got a cast. Fortunately, everybody that we cast accepted their parts, and we actually have our first table read tonight via Zoom. So that should be a lot of fun, getting everybody in one place. We've got the scripts for episodes 1 and 2 ready to go. We're hoping to start recording very shortly, and our goal is to have episode 1 ready to air by the first week of March.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So very, very realistic, we think. It's going to be a 6-part season 1, and depending on how that goes and how well it's received, we'll move into pre-production on season 2. Because we think we've got something here. a lot of people that I have worked with historically are involved, and I'm happy to have them back in my life in different ways. You yourself, James, you're
Yeah,
going to be a part of the show.
I will be. Yeah.
You will be playing intern number 2. Uh,
Number 2.
yes, who does number 2 work for? So we also another friend of our show, Tyrus, is going to be joining the cast. So
Yeah.
congratulations, Tyrus hasn't done anything in almost a decade.
Yeah.
So welcome back to the performing arts. We look forward to working with you as well. Yeah, there's I gotta say, I think we cast 17 people, and we had almost 50 audition. And it was not easy. I mean, there were some where it was just like, yeah, no, absolutely not, right?
Of course, there are always those in
Yeah,
auditions.
yeah. Thanks for playing. But there were a lot where when we got down to the final few things to cast, there was a challenge, and so there's definitely some people that we have in mind for season 2 for parts that we're going to have there,
Yeah.
and hopefully those people will still be available. But assuming this thing goes well and takes off like I think that it can, we will look to have season 2 auditions for more parts in the future. So we will talk about it more. Obviously, you'll hear me talking about this show on this show, because it's now a part of what both you and I are involved with. So.
Yeah. Yeah. It's we're the Black and Fat family is expanding.
Indeed. So Murphy's Inc. coming hopefully very soon. And we'll report back next week after the table read, and I'll let James give you his honest feedback on what he thought of the casting and the people that he's going to be working with. I will be completely honest. I'm actually going to be in the show as well, playing a role.
Yeah.
Originally, I wanted to be in the show. I auditioned to be in the show. And just prior to the audition process, a gentleman who is a consulting producer on this show actually reached out to me about possibly taking up the executive producer role, which I was interested in. And then meeting the writers and the creator and working with them over the auditions and seeing how they work, it got me really excited, and it made it an easy decision to say, yes, I want to move on board. So yeah, excited. Murphy's Inc. coming soon. Last thing, always unfortunately got to end on a sad note. We did lose another good one, James, and that is in the form of Ivan Reitman.
Yeah.
Best known, I think, for, of course, Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
He was a huge pillar in comedy. Animal House, Meatballs.
Dave was the presidential comedy he did.
Twins with Danny DeVito and
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He was involved with all 3 of the Ghostbusters films. So Ghostbusters, Ghostbusters 2, and Afterlife, which if you haven't seen Afterlife, it's pretty good too.
Yeah. So another good one gone. Unfortunately, I just feel like where we are in our age, it's just going to be more and more of this.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
And obviously, of course, we're not going to call out every single person that dies. But when it's somebody that is like pivotal to things that we are interested in, it's hard not to.
Right. And we grew up with a lot of, I mean, his films are going to live forever. So, Kindergarten Cop, I remember seeing that in theaters. So
who is your daddy and what does he do?
It's not the tumor.
He's not the tumor.
Yeah. So
everybody get down.
Get down. But yeah, no, like he did a lot of films that we grew up with. So
yes, and I hear the garbage trucks are
coming.
That
wasn't a garbage truck. That was just one of those sports cars that lives over here. Yeah.
Well, that covers everything we had planned. So, James, is there anything that you want to talk about?
Nah, man, I think we are good. We we'll touch on some Bel Air next week.
Okay. Well, that gives me time to watch it because I have not yet.
Yeah, no, like I said, the first 3 episodes are up. It's different. It's definitely different. But it's solid. The only character, there's only like one character that I'm like, man, I'm not really feeling him, but I'm sure he'll hopefully he'll come around. But it's a great show. It's like there are some funny moments, but it's a lot more serious than the original show. But I remember watching this thing with Will Smith prior to this. It was about a year ago, and he was just saying, "Yeah, it's just grittier. It's stuff that we wanted to do, but we were doing a sitcom." So it's I think they did a phenomenal job, and I can't wait to see what the rest of the series holds in general. So
Perfect. Well, we will talk about that some more next week.
yeah.
I know we covered a lot. We appreciate you sticking around. We ran a little bit longer than we normally do,
Yeah,
but I think we kept it tight.
it
So,
did. It was good.
well, it was real. It was fun, but it was not real fun, man.
In your opinion. But yeah, no, hey guys, if you missed anything, of course, go and go hit us up at on our socials. Yeah, get that QR code, scan that. That'll take you to our podcast link on Anchor, so you can get the show there, listen later, and then we're everywhere right at this point. So check us out. All the clips and everything. If you missed anything, all that's posted on our Facebook page. So go and check that out. Other than that, we out.